think we're live now. I think it's finally up, but nevertheless, it's the first pre-record of Studio 378, the Renovation Nation show. We're gonna come live on 99.7 tomorrow, which will be actually tonight. But I want to send it to Kevin. Big shout out to Kevin Mumphrey for helping me out with all this and giving me some stuff. So I think we're going to start it, and by starting it, we have to hit this, and then we have to hit that. You know it's that time again. You know it's that time. You know what time it is. It's Renovation Nation live from Studio 378, undisclosed location, just so you know. Not going to give my location with all this craziness going around. You know how that is. But I'm multitasking today, tonight, whatever it is. You know, the days are all running together. We don't know what's going on, I don't think. But it's Corona time, it's COVID time, it's all kinds of isolation time. And so I've got my new RTM East office out here in the East. And we're going live tonight. My first guest of the new studio, well, it's going to be Miss Sarin Rowland. And she got prepped for that just a few minutes ago. And so I went ahead and did some things. I'm going to try to get a call in from Miss Carly Giannotti. I'm going to call her up here in a minute when I can dial it up if I've got everything working right. If not, it's just going to be some fun time on Facebook Live tonight, because what else have you got to do, even if you're listening to them on the radio? Because if you're in a car and you're not essential, well, a lot of people are giving you a hard time right now, and you know it. So, after saying that, I'm Chad Rowland, the host of Renovation Nation, sitting here with, well, I got my daughter Sarin Rowland, I got Miss Kim Rowland in the background. She doesn't want to get on the camera, and we're Facebooking live. I'm going to start doing I have to do pre-records because they don't let us go into the studio now because of, well, you know why. You know the big drama going on right now. And everybody stay safe, wash your hands, do your due diligence, as I always say. But I can't go in, so I'm doing pre-records, so I'm going to start doing them on Fridays. I'm going to start doing it more during the day rather than at 9 or 10 o'clock at night like I did tonight. But nevertheless, then you'll be able to hear the repeat, or if you will, or the live version of it tomorrow, Saturday, on WTN 997, or whatever way we decide to go. And you know, I'm here, and Miss Carly Giannotti, she's in Donaldson somewhere, I think. Chris is MIA. He's had a long week, I know, but I'm going to eventually get them calling in because we are doing our social distancing. I broke out my tape ruler. I should have still left it here, and I measured, and I'm more than 6 feet away from anybody. Not that it matters, I'm at my own place. So, you know, we're going to get into a lot today. You know, there's a lot of stuff been going on. I wanted to get a show in and quit doing reruns, and because, you know, history's in the making right now. You know, you're living in history if you didn't know it, because of all this, the pandemic, the COVID-19, the people hoarding toilet paper, and all that good stuff. You can't even go get a hamburger now unless you go grab a cow off the side of the hill. And, you know, every now and then we found a little hidden gem in the borough, which I'm not going to tell anybody about because they were pretty stocked up. So kudos to them. I'll see if I can't get them on the show next week. But I've got a 12-minute section I'm going to do here today because that's what Kevin told me to do. Big shout out to Kevin Mumphrey, who's behind the board right now. He is essential. He is at the office there down in Nashville at the studio and making this all sound good, I hope. If not, he's doing a rerun and you never heard it. So we're going to keep going. We're just going to wing it right now, and we're going to get a little better with it. I'm going to get a little better lighting in here for all you Facebookers. I've got a lot of people out. You can go to Studio 378 now. On Facebook, you can go to my personal page. You can go to RTM Roofing. You can go to Renovation Nation page and watch it. We get a lot of watches, and I know everybody's, you know, not home at the moment, or actually you're locked in home at the moment. So you got nothing better else to do but watch this. So I hope you enjoyed the show. It's going to be some fun tonight. We're going to find out a lot from Miss Sarin Rowland because she is the first guest. She is nervous. Not really. She's over there cracking up. But I'm about to throw her in. But I wanted to go over a bunch of different stuff. You know, what all's been going on, you know, minus the you know, quarantine, if you will, that's happening. You know, RTM Roofing is still an essential company out there dealing with people, dealing with issues, because everybody's home now and finally looking up, finding that leak after all these rains we've been having, because you've not been home and haven't seen it. Well, when you've been home as long as most of you have, you've seen it now and you're calling us. We're not coming inside your houses. We're sticking away from that. We can wait to that. Once you stop the water leak, you stop the continuing growing of the organic matter. And when you've heard us talk about that on this show. And the biggest thing is to get the water stopped, then we can deal with the rest. So if you are having those issues, you know you can always call RTM Roofing at 615-500-0751, and or you can go to rtmroofing.com. It's one of these crazy nights tonight, and it's today if you're listening to it on Saturday on the station right now. But we're doing a bunch of different stuff, and I just realized I got to mute that over there. But we are out. We're people are still calling us right now. We're getting tons of calls. That's having leaks, having issues. We're still doing roofs every day. We're doing our due diligence and being as safe as we possibly can as always, and especially with the new thing that's going on. We've got to do that, but we are blessed enough to be able to still be working. A big prayers to everybody out there that's been laid off, furloughed, whatever you want to call it, because of all this. And you can go to a lot of companies that's thinking about having to lay people off. You've heard the reports. Go to the SBA. I did it today for my own company because if something happens, I want to have a backup, because we're still a debt-free company, and that's why we're still operating right now, even in these times. I'm not worried about my people right now, at least for the next 6 months. If it goes longer than that, well, we've all got problems, don't we? And we know that. But as I always tell you, RTM is a debt-free company, and it's pretty daggum good thing we are nowadays. Because as you can see, who would have thought this would have happened? But we are out doing inspections. We are taking care of our clients. We're able to Zoom with you. Everybody's doing the Zooming. Everybody across the planet's doing the Zooming now. We were doing Zooming before it was cool. And Larry Richards, one of our main top guys. He's teaching all the guys how to Zoom. He's been doing it since he's been with us, and we looked at him like, oh, that's neat. And now it's essential. You've heard that word. Everything's essential at the moment. And so I just want you to know we do virtual. And you call it closings, you call it meetings, you call it what you want. We're keeping our distance, trying to be safe, but at the same point in time, people are still having problems and need to get the water stopped from coming in their house, no matter what's going on outside. So we're here for you. Remember that. 615-500-0751, 500-0751. I hope it sounded good. I think I set my studio up a little better than most of the on-air anchors on this station that you see them at their homes now. If you go catch my Facebook Live, you'll catch the Renovation Nation RTM roofing studio called Studio 378. And what else am I going? Let me see if I can. We've got a few minutes here before I've got to get out of this segment. Let me see if I can't get Miss Carly Giannotti on the phone. And if I can't, well, we'll just have to deal with it and go somewhere else. But let's see what happens if I can get her out here and see if she answers. Oh, yeah, that's loud. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get her here.
Hello.
Well, hey, you're live on the first pre-recorded Studio 378. Who did I dial? So who am I speaking with?
378.
Yep, Studio 378. This is Carly. Miss Carly Giannotti of RTM Roofing. How you doing, Carly?
Living the dream, just like everybody else.
Yep, that's what it seems to be going on, isn't it? How is
Yeah, this extrovert's not having it. So
yeah,
it's been a rough couple weeks.
It has been. And what are you seeing out there? Because I've got this Sarin Rowland's going to be our first guest this evening. We're going to get to her in a minute and talk some hockey and all kinds of craziness. But what are you seeing out there as far as RTM's going, as far as out and about? What's happening?
Well, I'm not really seeing much of anything, unfortunately. What I am seeing is a lot of cases actually in my hometown up in Michigan as far as the COVID goes, as far as the coronavirus goes, is up in Michigan. Around here in Nashville, from what I've been able to do and able to walk around in my community, is still tornado stuff.
Right.
So we're still dealing with that here. It's been an unfortunate 30 days in Nashville. Today marks the 1 month anniversary of the tornado that unfortunately has come and gone so fast, and now we're on to something new that my fear is people are going to forget about it.
Yeah, no, I've been noticing that. We've been getting a lot of calls out on the fringes right now. The people that didn't think they had tornado damage and all of a sudden discovering they got leaks. Well, some of it's because of it. Some of it's because they're stuck at home now and get to actually see their ceilings 24/7. It seems like.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any of that?
A lot of the calls that we've had the last week have been just now getting around to it, and they knew that there were other people that had a more dire situation. I had a buddy of mine out in Old Hickory last week that called and wanted us to look at 4 houses in his subdivision. He just said, I didn't want to be greedy. I didn't want to be selfish. 1, I knew your company was going to be busy. And 2, I knew there were much worse situations, and
right.
I would like to be last on your list.
Well, yeah, I get it.
That stuff is definitely still rolling in.
Yeah, no, I was telling people earlier, it's weird that we're all social distancing now doing the show for the moment, which is pretty interesting. Uh, that
Yeah.
that it's just sort of eerie out there. I'm able to get across Nashville in like 5 minutes. It feels like 1994. I mean, you know what I found out today? You
Bizarre.
know what I found out today? I found out all the people who are the true slow drivers that stop everybody. I think I figured it out because I was driving and all these people doing 45 and 50 on the interstate, and I'm like, no one's out here, within reason. I'm like, kick it. And they, yeah, I was just having some fun, you know what I mean? And but it is weird, and it is weird like it's 1990s in normal Nashville traffic, and a lot of people are staying home, a lot of people aren't. But I was telling everybody before I got you on the phone that we're getting calls every day. We got tens of calls this week. I was talking to Miss Kay and Miss Tina at the office earlier, and it's people are still having roofing problems and issues, and still and some people are just going on with their lives and doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember. I was telling somebody today that this all started for us here in Nashville, where they were kind of saying, "All right, time's up," was right before St. Patrick's Day.
yeah,
So March 14th or 15th was really the last hoorah for anybody in Nashville. That weekend, that Saturday, Sunday. So we're going to be creeping on a month already.
no,
So people are finding a little bit more downtime. They are.
and we
taking more
still got
time
2 more weeks. Hey, I might call you back here in a little bit. We're coming up on our break. I know the music's going to start playing in about 15 seconds. I actually put a timer here so to help Kevin out. And so, we're going to start doing some wild stuff, doing some phone ins. I'd call Chris, but he's the angry old man. I don't want to wake him up right now. He's probably asleep at 8:30. So then he might be watching online.
We
I
just
don't
supported
know.
a local business here in Donaldson and did a wine tasting, a virtual wine tasting. So support your local businesses, people.
Virtual wine tasting. You can still drive after that. Well, hey, good talking to you. I may ring you back here in a little bit and just have some fun. See,
Okay,
have a good
sounds good.
weekend. Stay safe out there.
Okay, you too.
See ya. Well, you're listening to, Renovation Nation. We're always live here. See you in 3. And that's the first segment, people. So we're about to jump into the second, in the pre-records. I got to stop it and do my due diligence real quick. RTC. Let me get this right over here. Click that on and get that going, and we'll be ready to go. Segment 1, 4, 3, 20. Got it. And that's how you do it. And I'm just going to put it right there for right now. Bam. So let me get rid of that. And then let's see if we can't just pop another one. So here we go. You ready, rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me get your mic on. And I got your mic on. So here we're getting ready to roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to give it about 15 seconds and we're going to pop it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Got that. And let's see if we can't start right. See if that doesn't work, and that does work. So why can't I take that one off? Because I've got that one. Start the next one there. Right there. And go boom. And the music's playing, we just can't hear it here because the Kevin the Madman is mixing it in right now as I speak. I hope it's kicking. He always does a great job. But anyways, you're listening to Renovation Nation live from Studio 378 and live on Facebook, on my page, Chad Rowland, on Renovation Nation page, on RTM Roofing page, on Studio 378, which we're coming from now, the new RTM East office, as well as our studio, which is actually pretty daggum nice if you catch it on Facebook. But we'll make a big shout out to Pickett and give a shout out to Buddy Majors, give a shout out to Brad Pittman, Stephanie Morgan, all of them are listening on Facebook Live right now and checking it out. So I hope you have it. I hope you're staying safe out there. I hope you stocked up on toilet paper. But my name's Chad Rowland. I'm owner of RTM Roofing. Sitting here with, well, I've only got one person in the studio at the moment, and that is Miss Sarin Rowland, because we're bringing her in as our first guest. But remember, you can always call RTM Roofing if you're ever needed. If you ever need us, you know what I mean. 615-500-0751. Again, that's 615-500-0751. So now, this is the inaugural first guest at Studio 378, Miss Sarin Rowland. And let me get you on screen, girl. And how you doing?
I'm good. It's exciting because I've never actually been a guest. I've been more of a, what's it called?
You've been worker. It's called a worker. Yeah, it's called working for free.
I've been doing the commercials.
You've been doing the commercials. See, that's working for free. But actually, you've been doing very, very well at it. And I wanted to, it's actually was perfect timing because I wanted to get you in. I've been wanting to talk to you about a lot of stuff that you never talked to me. Now that I've got you live on there, you'll actually have to talk to me. Yeah, you didn't think about that, old man over here thinking. But you know how we do the show, right? You know how we do it. So let's talk about a few things here. Who are you and where are you from?
Well, I'm Sarin Rowland. I'm your daughter. But I've been born and raised in Nashville my entire life.
Nashvilleian. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, I know. So how old are you?
I'm 14.
Yeah, I do thank you. I need to remind you a little bit there. But, so, where do you go to school, Sarin Rowland?
I go to Father Ryan.
Father Ryan High School. And you are a?
Freshman.
A freshman, I know. That's not right. You know that. That's not supposed to be. You're supposed to be still like 7 or 8.
Oh.
You're not supposed to be a freshman. So, as I was telling you, getting you a little prep for doing this show, what's been some of the, I wanted to talk to first, actually. Let me rewind. What are you seeing right now with you and your friends? How's it affecting you with the quarantine, the lockdown, whatever you want to call it, with the COVID-19? How's that affecting you and your classmates?
Well, we're having to do online school, which isn't the best. I mean, it's better than doing no school because some schools can't do it right now because of some people don't have access to computers or anything, but we do, fortunately, and our classes are just being resumed online. And it's not any different except there's no teachers, but we still get to message them and talk to them if we have questions about any of the work.
Right. And so how's it, are you doing Zoom, you doing Skype, or how, I mean, you don't have to tell your login, by the way, but how are you doing it? Just through the laptop and all that?
Yeah, so we aren't really doing any virtual classes, but one time our teacher did want us to try it out to see if, we had any questions about, a research paper we were doing because it was a little confusing to start at first online. But we got to FaceTime her one time on Microsoft Teams, and that went well, so we might get to do that a few more times this month to see how everything's going, just to check in on us, but most of the time we're just doing online work that they assign.
And is it, I noticed when I went back to school many years ago and went back to MTSU and they had online classes. How, is it easier, harder, the same? What's the difference in being actually in class or now being online?
Well, I mean, some of the benefits of having online is we have a little more time to get our work done. But they do give us a lot more work than what I expected, so I guess that was one of the disadvantages to it.
It gets worse as you get older, you know that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty much the same. I mean, nothing much different. We're basically doing the same stuff we would do in school, and it's just normal, kind of, but at home.
Yeah. Do you wake up late or do you have to start at 8?
So they post our assignments at 8 o'clock. But they're due at 11:59 p.m. that day. So you can wake up whenever you want, which is a huge benefit for me because I like to sleep in.
So you can't, my old method was I'd get to school and I'd have a study hall, or I'd get there early, or I'd actually be in another class and be doing my homework for another class before 5th period, 4th period, 3rd period. Is it a little harder now to have to get it done before midnight? Because before I was a little procrastinator, so I could, just curious.
I mean, I'm still a procrastinator, but I like to get up around 8:30ish to at least try to start. And I usually do all the easy work first because they give us a warm-up to do, a question of the day kind of thing, classwork and homework. So usually I would start with the question of the day because those are pretty easy. And then I would get to the classwork. And if it gets harder, I would skip it and do something else. So I would have more time at the end of the day to work on the harder stuff than the easier stuff.
Right, yeah, knock it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old method I used to do, the multiple choice test or anything like that. You go through and answer the ones you know,
Exactly.
and then you go back and you reread the ones you've already answered to make sure you didn't fly through them, because I know you're fast like me and you just blow through them. And sometimes you're right, and sometimes you're wrong. But how are people your age, 14 years old, how are they taking what's going on right now? I mean, what do they think what's going on, or what's the chatter amongst you youngins out there?
I mean, I'm definitely like concerned about it because that's why I'm staying in. But we, as teenagers, usually have a social life, so we like hanging out with our friends.
A social life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
Okay.
But
Learning
I don't
this.
really go anywhere else except school, so it's kind of like that's where I talk to my friends. So like I feel like all of us are kind of like upset because we don't get to see our friends or like go hang out with anybody because we don't like sitting in our houses all day. Even
So
though
you sit on your phones all day and Snapchat and text and all that good stuff, FaceTime and all that.
Yep.
You know, back in my day when we went uphill both ways to school, we didn't have phones. Our social distancing happened when you got grounded or when you were at home and weren't allowed out.
Yeah.
So does it make it better to at least be able to talk to some kids or your friends or see them online or things like that?
Yeah, so I have a friend named Gabby and we have Spanish class together. So like if there's some Spanish work that we can work on together, we'll usually FaceTime and just work on it together to see like if there was something that we both didn't understand.
Like a study group.
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
So is it? Do you think you're going back this year, or have they already canceled it for this year?
I have no idea. They might extend it, but I kind of hope to go back to school. I mean, even though I hate it as much as I do, I prefer it much more than this online work.
True. Online's hard. When I was like I said, when I went to MTSU, because you can't raise a hand and ask a question.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's one thing to be able to, especially if you're taking tests. And when you take a test, are they timed or are there tests or how does that work?
Yeah, so I did take a test today. It depends on what they are on. So if they're on the My Father Ryan website, then they will be timed.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a textbook page that we go to. Those are not timed, but they have to be like submitted by the due date.
Nice. So you're adapting pretty well then. When did you start that?
When did I start? Oh.
The online?
So last week was after spring break, and we had they had 2 days to get everything set up, to get going, and then we started that Wednesday with everything.
And that was like last week?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, days are all right. I saw a meme today
confused.
that it had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but all the beginning of it were the prefixes, if you will, of the days were blocked out, and it just said day. Because it seems to be running together because a lot of people are stuck at home and aren't allowed out. You know, some people are essential and are out, and some people are just getting out, you know, whether they're supposed to or not. So school's going good. You just wrapped up your hockey season.
Yes, thankfully. I'm so glad it didn't get cut off with all this stuff.
I know, and you know, we got about 30 more seconds, and then we got to take a break.
Okay.
But when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about some hockey.
Okay.
We're going to talk about speed skating because most people don't know you're an inline speed skater.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some things like that. So you're listening to Renovation Nation. I'm Chad Rowland, the host, sitting here with my daughter on the first Studio 378 guest live on a Friday night, but you're listening to it this Saturday at 11. So hope you're enjoying the show. We come back. We're going to get into what's icing or not. I call it icy because I thought they put a little drink in it. But anyways, when we get back, we're going to come back and talk to Miss Sarin Rowland live from, well, downtown Nashville. There's whispering. It's okay. We're still live on Facebook, but I'm just saving this segment real quick for Mr. Kevin so he don't kill me. And it's segment 2, 4, 3, 20. Save that.
Weird being a guest.
Yeah.
I don't know if I felt like
And then that.
it's easier to just talk, but it's kind of like he puts you on the spot.
We're doing great.
You are a little on the spot. And by the way, your microphone's picking up everything you're saying.
Well,
Yeah, pretty good. All right, let me get rid of that one. Put this one on. Go right here and go to stereo. And I got to throw a shout out to Mr. Brent Rollins, by the way, for helping me with the studio setup and the mics and all that good stuff, helping me get me what I was supposed to need. It's the inaugural, by the way, before I start the third segment, people, it's the inaugural Studio 378 Renovation Nation recorded live from the RTM East home base and also the Renovation Nation Studio 378. So in the future, there's going to be a lot of other things going on in here. There's going to be some live performances of music when they let us, get together again. And there's going to be all kinds of things. So, today's technology, we are getting to learn how to use it. And this one's going to be a little fun while we do it. But, now it's going to be on to segment 3. So, Roland, you ready?
So ready.
Okay. Well, let me make sure I've got it right here. Make sure I hit that and go. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Let me set my timer so Kevin doesn't hate me. Put that right there, hit reset, and put 12 minutes. And there's that. And then I go to, where's my second track? And hit record. And as you can tell, that's got to be some phenomenal music that Mr. Kevin Mumphrey is kicking back here in the studio. He's live downtown at the station, making things happen, making sure you are hearing these shows and everything. So I want to give a big shout out to him. But you're listening to Renovation Nation. If you didn't know it, you do now. Because you know why? Because this is the first pre-recorded Studio 378. Yes, we made it. I've seen Michael Del Giorno's. I've seen Dan Mandis's. I've seen everybody's. I think my studio's the best, people. I really do. You got an old sound guy here that's making things happen. And I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Brent Rollins. And we've had him on our show before. He's the Kings and Leon front of house sound engineer extraordinaire master. And I got with him over the last couple months because I've been wanting to do some pre-records and be able to send them in and not always have to go downtown Saturday morning, which is fun, by the way, but downtown Nashville and do all this. And so he's brought me in. Or I brought him in, and then we got together. He told me some equipment to get and how to do it. And if it sounds like crap, well, blame it on me. It's not Brand. He told me all the right things to do. But I've got, if you've been listening, I've got Miss Sarin Rowland, my daughter. She's the inaugural guest today. I got to get used to that because it is late in the evening on a Friday night when I'm doing my pre-record. But I'm going to start each week doing a live Facebook, doing my pre-records. As I'm doing live Facebook now, you can go to Renovation Nation, Studio 378, RTM Roofing, or my own personal page at Chad Rowland, and watch it and hang out if you can't catch it on the days. Some of my usuals are tagging in, and thank you for watching. We're having, this is different. I got to get used to it. I feel like, Chris and Miss Carly Giannotti, they're not here. I had Carly call in a minute ago, and we'll probably check in with her on the last segment again. But Chris, don't want to bother him. It's late at night. He's an angry old man. You know that, people. We tell you all the time. So I don't want to bother him right now and get yelled my head bit off. But I'll get him calling in, and we're going to do what we do. Hey, you adapt, you improvise, you fire and assess, and that's what we're doing. So if it sounded a little rough right now, we're going to polish it out. But it's fun, and we're not slowing down. I'm not letting a virus stop us unless it, the alternative. So. Anyhow, I've got Miss Sarin Rowland here, and we were just talking about who she is and where she's from. She cracked up in that earlier segment when I was quizzing her before we even got on the air. But we just got to talk about school and the innovating things that you're doing now to maintain school, because that's important. It really is. But you're also, before everybody knows by me boasting very loudly and proudly that you're a father and hockey player. It's not co-ed. There's only 3 girls on the team. It's the majority are boys. Mm-hmm. And the teams you play, the majority are boys. Every now and then, one or two teams will have a girl, right? And they're good. Yeah. They're all good. It's amazing. But before you got into hockey, which amazed me, by the way, and I'm very proud of you for doing that, is that you were a speed skater.
Yeah.
Now, when I tell people, my daughter, she inline speed skates, they're thinking these little outdoor, high ankle inline skates that people see, on the LA, on the beach sidewalks.
But like rollerblades.
Like rollerblades, there you go. What is it that you did since you've been standing, basically?
So if you think about roller skating indoors, that's almost what it's like, but the skate is basically like a shoe with a frame that holds 4 wheels in a line instead of side by side. So basically for inline speed skating, which I still kind of do, I don't do it as much as I used to, but you would, depending on which part you were doing, you were either doing a relay or individual races. You would race the most at 8 people on the line, and you would do a certain amount of laps. And
Well, yes, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is, what are the wheels like? Are they just little small wheels? Are they big wheels? I mean,
there's different sizes. I wear a 3x1, which is 3 110.
110 millimeter.
Yeah, and then one 100 millimeter. And it's all in one line instead of side by side like a quad you would normally see that they give out.
Yeah, standard roller skates.
Yeah.
I got a pair sitting over in the corner over here. But so, is there or are there techniques to your practice? I mean, has it been hard because you've grown up in it? You know,
Yeah.
you've started since, like I said, the time you could walk. We had you on skates. Is it difficult, or can anybody come do it?
I mean, I don't remember it being too difficult because, I mean, I started when I could walk, basically. But anyone could do it at any age, but, I mean, you have to fill out some forms about
And,
what.
well, let's talk about that. Where do you do it at?
I do it at Skate Center West, but not right now because I wanted to inform everyone that I'm not doing that.
No, because of the virus.
Yeah.
But if people are interested in that, how do they, what's the name of your team? Give us some information. But I know it, but people don't know it out here. And so explain to them, who you skate with and all that good stuff.
So my mom's my coach, well, the coach. But our team is called SDQ.
What does that mean?
Well, Sprinters Don't Quit. We
Okay.
were originally Sprinters, but we changed it. I don't know, that whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a team page
Mm-hmm.
that you could go to. It's either called Sprinters Inline Speed Skating or SDQ Inline Speed Skating.
Mm-hmm.
And you message the owner, I think. I don't know how Facebook works that well.
I know, because you're not a fit, so for us old people.
Yeah, well, but you message them and ask about practices when they are, how you can join, and they will give you all the information you need. And before you can actually start practice, you have to fill out some forms to know that, like, injuries and stuff like that, liability forms, like normal sports. I don't think you need a physical, but I'm not quite sure about
Well, they can
that.
find that out. So,
Yeah.
what are the ages? I mean, do they have to be, above 10, above 18, under 70, under 80? I mean, what are the age groups?
You can literally be, like, I mean, as long as you can walk, I would assume, you can skate.
Yes.
So at any age, because if you want to compete, there's different, like, age divisions, and so it goes down to little kids, like 4-year-olds, I
Yeah,
think.
you were doing it 3 and 4.
Yeah, so you can
4.
be as young as you want, and if you don't want to compete, you can still come to practice, like, just to learn how to skate, and just do everything everybody else does.
And do you have different practices, or are they all the same, or would you normally be practicing other than the current circumstances we're dealing with?
Yeah, so right now it's almost towards regionals, which is the end of the season. So right now we would be doing more fast-paced stuff and all like fast things and not technical as much, because in the beginning of the season that's when we usually do technical stuff to work on technique.
But what days?
Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays, though, are for more advanced skaters because they're more harder than normal practices, and Saturdays are usually for beginners, just to get the hang of things. But right now we would be going a little faster than normal, so it would be a little harder to catch on.
And now, do you have to compete, or can you just come learn to skate, or?
I mean, you can just come to learn to skate. You don't have to compete, but if you want to, you can. It's just up to you, depending on what you want to do and all of that.
And what if people don't have skates or inline skates or things like that? Or do people share? I mean, or do people have extras and they trade them or sell them, or?
I mean, you can buy skates from. I'm pretty sure there are some skates at the skate rinks. I might have some old skates that you could always buy some, and you can always borrow some. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not too quite sure about that. But I think you can borrow skates, and you can eventually buy some.
You were supposed to be going to regionals here soon.
Yeah, at the end of May
And-
or early June.
And I'm assuming they've canceled that at the moment.
No idea.
Yeah, you not heard anything new yet.
Well, no, I don't think so.
I remember when you were, I think it was 8 or 9, you won a lot of awards skating.
Yeah, I did. I still have those trophies in my room.
Yeah, that was a good year. I do have to say something though. I was always a little intrigued because you've got a lot of potential that you really didn't know you had, and you'd be, you just always wanted to medal.
Yeah, I always want to. I still want to win. That's why I don't really do it as much because I don't win as much and I don't like losing.
Yeah, but you just wanted to medal. You didn't care if it's first, second, or third. You
Oh,
just wanted to
yeah.
medal.
I wanted to be on the podium for sure.
Yeah, and then the one time Shelby, you were like in fifth place in the race, and Shelby yelled out, "She'll do your makeup or
Yeah,
hair."
that was at Spring Fling. I remember that year.
Tell me that story
That was
real
like
quick.
3 or 4 years ago. But we were doing an open race, which is a long race. It's longer than most races.
How many laps, probably?
Well, so it depends on your age division.
How many laps were you doing?
It was like 30,
Okay.
20 or 30.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in fifth place, and I was like struggling a little bit because it was near the end. But I was like right behind this one girl. And my friend Shelby, who's basically my sister, who used to skate with us, she yelled, "I'll do your makeup for you if you pass her," or something like that. And I just went past her the next chance I had because I was obsessed with her doing my makeup at that time. And I was so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, she's going to do my makeup. So I just like went past her and just kept going.
And that's when I knew you had it in you. And that's when I knew that you were just back there just sort of kicking and just relaxing. Just make sure you get to third, to get the medal, to get the podium. And then you like, there's two types of races, like you were saying. There's opens, and then there's, what's the other one?
Individuals and
Individual.
relays.
And individuals are usually what? How many
Well,
laps on average?
So for my age
Mhm.
division, I'm a sophomore, and that would be, so you have 3 distances usually, depending on how long the meet is. So there's a short, long, and middle. And so my short would be 5, my middle would be 10, and I'm pretty sure the long would be 15.
But so then if you've got those, then if you're doing the opens, they can go up to how many laps?
Depending on your age group, they can go to 50.
50. Now, which do you prefer, the short races or the long races?
I like the middle races. But I used to like the long races, but I kind of like the short and the middle more because I feel like I can just get it over with because I get really nervous sometimes. Because like the long, it's hard and you have to have good endurance indoors, but I have better endurance outdoors than I do indoors.
Yeah, there's two types of
Yeah.
Of skating. There's the indoor tracks, which is normally skating rinks. They put 4 cones up, and you never wiped out, have you?
That's not true. That is not true at all.
But you didn't break your arm skating though.
Oh, I did.
You did the second time.
The second time on the 4th of July.
That's right. And that was at practice though, not during the meet.
Yeah, that was at practice.
Yeah, no, I do remember that. Well, hey, when we come back, I can hear the music playing already. When we come back, we're gonna find out some hockey.
Okay.
And then, then you've done well. So when you can listen to Renovation Nation live here at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., even though it might be nighttime, we're going to see you in 3. There's that one. Getting there. Not bad. Let me do that right there. Too many things going on. We'll have to get this dialed in. This first time is interesting, so I need to go right here and do segment 3, 4, 3, 20, and hit save. You're getting to see the behind the scenes, people. Not many people get to see this. And
That was kind of stressful.
and then right there. And then let me take that off and do one more.
How do you want me to say this?
See, right here.
Like, do you want like short version?
If I can do
long
that.
version?
And then let me set my timer.
Like, I don't do speed skating as much anymore, so I was like, I don't know how to answer that. Like, I haven't been to practice because the
And then now I gotta do
I just haven't
10.
had time because of school.
Yeah.
Because like I have like homework, and for skating, my mom always says school comes
Okay.
before skating.
So you ready, Roland?
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting ready to go again. Here we go.
Last quarter.
Time to last quarter, fourth quarter, people. Fourth quarter.
Time
That's
to win
funny.
the game.
Time to win the game. Time to come up and get third.
You'll make
Get
it
you a medal.
later.
Okay, here we go. You ready? All right, hang on a second. Let me make sure I got everything.
I don't want anymore.
And then here we go.
Okay.
Well, we're back. We're back for the fourth and final segment here, people, of the first well, it's not really, I guess it's an inaugural. It's an inaugural, not the first inaugural, though. It is the inaugural. Studio 378, Renovation Nation, will coming at you live. It is a pre-record, but it's not a rerun, so you should be happy. I've had a lot of people talking to me, asking me, when we're going to be back live, when we're not going to be back live, and all that good stuff. And, well, we're back live. We're live on Facebook right now. You can go to my personal page. You can go to Renovation Nation. You can go to, let's see, RTM's page. You can go, there's a little bit, you can go anywhere. Matter of fact, you just listen to the radio station, listen to it, and be fine. But you're hearing it the day after. So if you want to catch it the day before and you miss something and be able to listen to it again, you are going to be on Fridays from now on. You're going to find our pages. I'm not sure the set time yet, but it ain't going to be this late, or is it going to be this late, as people get upset with me on my English, that it will be typically probably an 11 to 1 o'clock hour during the day. And if all you've got to do is sit home and eat bonbons and relax and kick back, then enjoy some Renovation Nation coming at you live from Studio 378 at an undisclosed location, by the way. So anyway, I'm back sitting here with Miss Sarin Rowland. It's she normally has been doing a phenomenal job doing my commercials when she gets to come to the show and stuff. But I wanted to actually get her to be able to come in and do a to do an interview. I want to find out some more about her because I can get information out of her now that I can't normally. You see what I mean? So, Miss Rowland, we just got there talking about speed skating. You're part of the Speed Skaters of the Spinners Don't Quit SDQ
Yes.
club. It's out of Murfreesboro.
Yep.
They practice, you guys practice, and actually have some tournaments every now and then at the Skate Center West. That's correct. And, so you got out of that, and then, you went to school, you were at St. Edward's for years, and then you somehow grew older and became a freshman, and now you're at Father Ryan High School as a freshman. And out of nowhere, you all of a sudden said, I went out and tried out for hockey, and you made the team.
Oh, it's a no-cut sport.
Well, hey, you're not supposed to say that, people. You just blew
I
my
made
cover. You just blew my cover there. But my point is that, but 3 girls are on the team.
Yeah.
And who are the girls on your team?
So it's an all-boys team, but it's me, Sarin Rowland, Zoe Ragencheek, and Katie Cummings, and we're all freshmen.
And all freshmen. Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
because your team, I had to say, I was at every game but one, I believe it was. And your whole team has got tremendously better.
Oh my gosh, we got so good. This team is literally the best team I could ask for. I mean, honestly, most of the teams that would, like boys teams, wouldn't want girls on their team, but they were so open about it and they were accepting of us, and it was like really good because I wouldn't expect that from any boy, honestly. But I was really happy they accepted us as girls because, I mean...
Well, you're competing. Katie's a mad woman out there.
Oh my gosh, Katie, she's a superstar.
She'll wear it out now. And then, but also, the part I was cracking up was, we were talking about you speed skating earlier and all that, but you also had to, speed skating is like driving NASCAR. It's turn left, turn left, turn left, turn left, no sudden stops, and no turning right, and no backwards unless you turn around and flip.
Yeah.
Was it hard transitioning? I know you've roller skated and then take your speed skates out, but was it hard learning to turn right and then go backwards?
Yeah. So I really never could skate backwards, and I still can't as much as I'm not too good at it. I can do it, but I'm not the best at it. But it was really hard stopping on my right side because my muscle memory was more towards the left because I would lean left and turn left. So having to switch over and do both sides was a little bit hard, but I eventually got it with by going to some classes.
Well, but what most people don't realize is it's really the same technique as inline ice skating, speed skating, they do in the Olympics. It's pretty much almost the same technique, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never done it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's all turn left, and it's all the angle and all that. So, is there anybody you want to give a shout out? We got about 4 or 5 minutes left. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to out at Father Ryan Hockey? Because I want to give a shout out to them and go, great season. You started off a little sort of like the Bad News Bears, and then you guys got your stuff together and went to the finals. You made the finals.
Yeah, we did. I want to give a huge shout out to my coach, Coach Steve Henry. If it wasn't for him for believing in me, I don't think I could be able to do this because I don't really I'm not accepting of the fact of losing or not doing good at something. So without him helping me all the time and all the other coaches, I don't think I would have been able to score my first goal this season.
And you did.
I did.
And you did. We were there. We got the actual action shot. Miss Kim sitting over in the back right there.
The best photo ever.
Was the actual live shot, was you getting the puck and going. So let's run through that real quick. There's a face-off going on. You play what position?
I'm a forward. I usually play right, but sometimes I play left.
Okay, and it doesn't matter right at this moment, I guess. But you were if you're setting the scene, we're looking at the rink. You're on the bottom right corner, is where they were doing the face-off, and you were up top, almost even with the goal, or at least on whatever I guess where you would be as being a forward. Is that where forwards normally
Which side
line up?
are you talking about? Our side or the other team?
The other team, because you're right there by their goal.
Yeah.
During this face-off, that you got the puck and got to score.
Yeah. So what was happening was, it was me, Ian Fuqua, and Aiden Scott. Those were my line partners. And they were struggling to get the puck into the goal. And somehow it managed to go past one of the other team's defensemen. And I just was like, okay, I'll just shoot it. And so I shot it. And somehow I made it in. And they were so proud of me. And I love my whole team because they were so proud of me. And I was like, I don't know someone could actually be like this happy for me.
Well, I can give you the bird's eye view, and what the bird's eye view is that I don't remember who. Do you remember who was on the face off?
Ian Fuqua and Aiden Scott.
No, I mean, but who was competing against each other? Who was on your team?
Aiden Scott and Ian Fuqua.
Okay, but I'm saying
Marshall County was the other team.
Yes, and so who did the initial slap during the drop when they dropped the puck?
Ian.
Okay, Ian smacked it. It bounced up your direction because you're up high, you're up closer to the goalie.
Goal.
Yeah, because you moved in position, and then all of a sudden, I guess your other gentleman there, Aiden hit it, and then the other team hit it. Then all of a sudden it landed right in front of you, and you reached out and scooped it, and there it went, right between the legs of the goalie.
Yeah.
You know he smacked the goalpost after you were doing your thing. I've got it on video too. He was mad. It was a good play. You were sitting right there. It was great. Are you looking forward to the next season?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to start. I love that team so much. Literally everything about it just makes my heart
Who are the seniors leaving this year?
So we have Bruno. I don't know how to say his last name.
Yes. Well, we heard his fan club yelling at him at the finals.
Yep. Bruno, DJ, who's the really tall guy who is very scary sometimes, but he's really nice. We have Gabe Giovanni. He was our captain and DJ was our assistant. And then we also have David Kim.
So they're all graduating.
Yeah.
Well, good job, guys. Way to end the season. I mean, because you played. Who was the team you played in the finals?
Oh, the Outlaws.
The Outlaws. And when you first played the Outlaws,
we beat them.
The very first game? Did you play the Outlaws?
Yeah.
I don't
remember. We only played them once.
Until the finals.
Yeah, we played them once and then at the finals.
Well, see, I don't remember you beating them the first time because they came.
I couldn't play the first time. That's why you didn't come.
That's what it was. That's why. Okay.
Because I got hurt.
Because they came out and it was a vicious game. That was a vicious game.
Back and forth between them, and I was like so pumped on the bench. I mean, we won, and I was like, oh my gosh, we just beat them.
Yeah. But during the finals, when the final there, that was tough.
That game was insane.
The refs actually let you guys play. I was impressed. There were some people who got a couple penalties, but not a lot because it was intense. I mean, that was one of the better.
Oh yeah.
Again, big shout out to you guys and all the Father Ryan hockey team. I mean, that was a job well done. Way to step it up, and I can't wait to next year. But it's getting that time. We're starting to wind down the show. How was it? Was this bad being an interviewee?
No, it was a little stressful, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it. See, you warmed up on it. We'll get you back in, but be sure we're going to start. This will be live tomorrow. Hopefully, if I can mix this down and get it to Kevin. If not, you will be here in a rerun. You'll hear this one 2 weeks from now. But nevertheless, we're going to start doing this every Friday. So keep checking in. Everybody stay safe out there. Do your due diligence. Be smart about what you're doing. If you need to stay indoors, stay indoors. I mean, enjoy it. Enjoy some time off for a moment. And but wishing all the people out there, go make sure you go look at the loans, the unemployment and stuff. If you've gotten laid off, there's plenty of help out there to find. Do it. And if there's any roofing needs you need, we're always there. But anyways, next week it's going to be interesting. I'm not telling you who's coming on, but you'll find out. So again, you're listening to Renovation Nation live. See ya. Got it. There we go. All right, people. That was the first one. That wasn't that bad. It's going to get a little better. And we're going to dial it in a little more. We're going to have a lot of different guests, people calling in, people not calling in. And once they get rid of this social distancing, we'll be able to start. Getting some people in here on the couch. I want to set up like some old Johnny Carson style stuff, so to make it fun and make it, it's the Rock and Roll Studio 378 presenting Renovation Nation, sponsored by RTM Roofing. So stay safe out there. God bless all y'all. See you soon.